Got yum, my smoothie. I've really been enjoying drinking these again. Interesting. That van was like caged all the way around. Weird. Last day of lessons today. I love giving them, but man, they get exhausting sometimes, man. I think I've said this before, but I do anywhere between 25 to 30 lessons a week. I posted a photo on my Instagram last night, and it was really cool because I was just kind of scrolling back through like all of my photos and videos, just kind of like reminiscing. It was like, my God. I knew like when I was riding in my dressage saddle, I wasn't like, this was me trying to find a dressage saddle. This one did not work at all. It put me way too far forward. But this was like the worst of it. But like, even now, like if I were to go back and ride in a saddle like that, it wouldn't look like that, which is crazy. I mean, and two, just how crazy important saddle fit is to help you versus hindering you. Because if I got in that dressage saddle right now, like I wouldn't be very like comfortable in it. It would still probably tip me forward, but I would be able to make it work for a short amount of time just because I'm stronger and my riding's gotten better. But the difference and the changes that have been made over the course of this year in 2020 is just insane to me. And sometimes, yes, like the comments get to me a little bit of like, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, blah, blah, blah. More so, I just ignore them. They don't bother me. But it depends on the day when I see it. Sometimes it catches me and I'm like, am I doing a good job? Which it's always good to go back and look, because had I not done that last night, I don't think I would have realized just how much I've progressed in such a short amount of time. And I feel super lucky to have the opportunities that I have, but also I worked really hard for them. So I know a lot of people just even around me think that things just happen super easily for me, and it's because a lot of people say that it's because of the fact that I have money, and I'm like, I don't really have money. I have horses. Like I don't have a lot of money. I just work really hard and I work a lot to pay for what I want. I mean, most people are absolutely not willing to work the amount of hours that I work to do this. Like, I'm pursuing my dream. I want to do this. I literally leave the house, I mean, at 8:30 basically every day, and I don't get home till close to 8. And before I leave the house, I'm working. I'm working all day, every day between all of my jobs. So I'm exhausted sometimes, and I'm burnt out, and there's many days throughout the week, many times throughout the day, I think, oh my God, I just need to quit and I can't do this. All the time. I mean, I tell Alex all the time, I'm like, oh, I can't do this. It's just too much. I'm exhausted. But then I have these moments where I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, keep going, keep pushing. It's gonna pay off. Just do it. And I say all the time, I'm like, I don't know how long I can keep this up. I say it all the time. And I mean, it's only been 7-8 months, but like, it's gone by so quickly. And every time I feel like that, something really great happens that energizes me again, which I know is, and if you're religious, just totally skip past this part, but it's totally God telling me, like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Here's a little boost. This is it. like, you're doing it. You can handle it. And then I keep going. I don't know. I think yesterday was one of those days. Because we were talking about Florida, and obviously with Debbie and Midge gone, I'm running the barn. So, because I, like, in the chain of command, if you will, like, I'm the next one in line as far as, like, employees go. So I'm staying on property at Midge's house. She lives there, so I'm staying on property for a month while they're gone and taking care of the barn. So it's just interesting how much this has progressed, and it's going to be a good learning experience for me if I do ever want to run a barn. If I totally love it, then I know that's something that I could do in the future. Obviously there's more that goes into it. Like, I'm obviously not paying for everything, and that puts a whole huge stress on things as well, just trying to, like, run the business in general. But obviously I'm not running, like, owning and running it, but, like, as far as, like, the day-to-day abilities, it would give me a good idea if I want to do that or not in the future. I don't know. It's funny, like, all horse people and horse women, horsemen in general want something along the lines of this. They want success. They want to do this. And there's only a certain few that are willing to actually do what it takes. And I guess this whole experience has opened my eyes in such a way that it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And I'm not even doing the stall cleaning. I mean, I've done stalls. I have cleaned stalls. I mean, when people don't show up, like, I clean stalls. At Devonwood, I clean stalls all the time. You know, it just, this is such a, such a tough career to be in, and you just really have to be willing to work for it, because you're not going to get it if you don't. I mean, my schedule on a weekly basis normally is I wake up in the morning, try to start working by 5 or 5:30, leave the house around 8:30, get to the barn, finish up some work before we start turning out at 9, ride from 9 to 11:30, then I work from 11:30 until whatever time my first lesson is. Some days it's 3:15, some days it's 4, some days it's 4:30, it just depends. In between that time too, I'll take breaks and I'll, like, say, ride one of my horses or whatever I have, you know, going on that day. But I'll ride one of my horses, and then I'll have lessons in the evening until usually about 7:30, and then I go home. I finish working until 9 o'clock when our system shuts down, and I go to bed, and then I wake up and do it all over again. So that's my schedule: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Mondays I don't go in till 12, so I've got between 5:30 to 11:30 or so to work on my other job, and then I go in and I ride from 12 to 3-ish, and then in between there too, I do some work just because I do have to do approvals at a certain time. I teach lessons for a couple hours, then I go home, I finish working, and then Saturdays, obviously I have lessons all day from 9 a.m. until 2 4:30ish, and then depending on if I have a bunch of work to do, I will either go back home, finish working while the system's on, or I'll ride my horses. If I'm doing a horse show, I go to a horse show. Sunday is really my only actual day off from everything, which it depends on the day, but sometimes I end up going back out to the barn because I didn't have time to ride my horses on a certain day or whatever. So then I'm back out at the barn riding my horses, and I do it all over again. That's like a schedule in my life. And people don't understand that that's what I have to do to afford all of this and all of my horses, because I don't get a discount on board. I mean, I get paid a salary to work at the barn, which essentially covers my board, but I don't get like a discount on anything. I'm an actual paying boarder, paying customer, but I also work there. So it's like, it's not like getting a store discount. Like, you don't get 40% off. Like, I still pay board as normal. So it's expensive, and I have to do it like this so I can afford all 3 horses. It'd be easy for me to just not have Zeke and just have the 2 horses and be totally fine, but I wanted to progress. I wanted to do this. I wanted to get my medals, and I'm doing it. I'm going to do it, and I've set my mind to it, and that's what I want to do. I've set a goal, and it's something that I know I can do, and I'm gonna do it. So that's why I'm working like this, and eventually I'll probably be able to stop, you know, but not right now. This is the perfect time for me to do this, so I'm gonna work as hard as I can for as long as I can before I just crash and burn. But I don't know that that'll happen, because I do take care of myself. I mean, I do. There's certain, I mean, some Sundays, like depending on the day, if I'm not editing, right now it's been busy because I've been editing. On Sundays, I just sit on the couch and just lay there and relax. But people don't realize how much time they waste sitting in front of the TV, watching Netflix, sitting on their phone, doing whatever. Like, they don't realize how much time they waste when you could be out there chasing your dream. Like, if you want to be in the horse industry, but say, you know, obviously this is the best case scenario because I get paid to do this. And I'm 30, I've been there, done that. You know, I'm not the most experienced trainer, but I've been riding for a long time, so it was quick and easy for me to hone in on these skills and learn how to do this. And it just, I don't know. I'm just so thrilled with how things have turned out. And I know a lot of people can't do that, but if you're younger and say you can't get a job as a trainer or whatever, be a working student. Go to a barn, or if you're at a barn, just say, hey, you know, if you're taking lessons already there, you know, you can't just go to a random barn and be like, hey, I want to work and ride for free. That doesn't happen. You have to start, and you have to take lessons, and they have to know you. They have to know your abilities, because insurance for somebody volunteering, the barn has to pay for insurance for that, because if something were to happen, like, there's so many liabilities with owning a barn and running a boarding facility that I had no idea, that Midge kind of tells me about, like, as they pop up, and it just blows my mind. And for somebody to volunteer, and I mean, they have to pay for that, and if they don't, then they're open for a huge liability. But if you're at a barn, you can just be like, hey, I volunteer whatever you want me to do, and don't complain about it. If they're like, yeah, you can clean stalls, or yes, you can clean up the barn, you can help feed, you can help clean out water, but do whatever you have to do to get more time in the saddle. Like, because that's really what it's about, is doing it and learning, and I don't want to say paying your dues, but almost paying your dues. I mean, I volunteered at horse camps at Krause Farms for many years. I volunteered, and in exchange for volunteering all day at the horse camps for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, I got a month of leasing one of the lesson horses, where it was 4 hours a day during the week, in the summer when we were out of school. And so I remember one year I leased Shawnee, and it was a chestnut quarter horse or something like that, and I worked to lease him for 4 hours a day each week for a month. So 4 days to ride in a month. And it kind of, like, that setup is just weird to me now, but I mean, I guess if you want a trail ride, you ride for 4 hours. I wasn't like legitimately riding for 4 hours, but I got to take him out, groom him, bathe him. They had trails there. I could walk up and down the trails, you know, go around the property. I rode bareback. All of that was such a great experience for me, because my parents couldn't afford to send me to shows. They couldn't afford to buy me a horse. We did the fun shows there, and I think I did like a couple shows at Mechlin, like maybe 1 or 2. But I didn't start showing until I could go and pay for it on my own. But this just goes to show that for my parents putting me in one lesson a week from 7 years old to 18, I found other ways to be in the saddle more. And I found, you know, until I could afford my own horse at 28 or 27 when I bought 10, it just goes to show that if you have the time now and you're willing to work for it, it can happen. So just don't be discouraged. Even if you're young and your parents can't pay for it, and I know you want to do it right now, there's always going to be somebody there that's willing to help you. And what I've found is someone who really, really, really wants to do it, and the trainer can see that initiative, like, that trainer is going to be willing to help them in any way that they can. So just some food for thought. Milo. I am not feeling very well today. I just feel a little nauseous. I think it's probably from something I ate last night. But gotta get through this ride. He's the laziest horse I've ever ridden. Lazy. He just gets super behind your leg, and it sucks. So he takes a lot of work and a lot of effort.
Grocery! Wow, 14 hands?
What?
What kind of?
Can you?
You want me to pour you a glass?
Yeah, maybe put a little ice in it. Holy crap, this is beautiful.
Thank you. Does that mean in mirror in the reflection you've seen? Wow, you even got a chocolate token. Gold coin. Oh my god, we're rich. We got the golden coin. Do you get to go tour the facility now?
Oh my god, it's so pretty.
Why is this?
Holy crap! I need more color. My face is so red because it was so cold outside.
You just opened the Dr. Pepper, did you not?
Yeah.
Then why would you want this?
Because I want it. Oh my god, it's so pretty! I've never had this brand before of anything.
Ooh, there it is. There's the Domino's.
Feel how beautiful. Feel how soft this is, babe.
Okay. wait till that gets ruined by a horse. All right, hey, come on. You don't need to see anything here. Come on, let's go. Come on, into the living room. Come on.
And then the bonnet.
Into the living room.
Oh my god. This is so nice. This is like the most beautiful color ever. Oh my god. I'm obsessed. So I got this from Dapper. They're gone. I got this from Dapper Horse. Yes, Dapper Horse.
You had that air treat, huh? Did they see you just sitting here?
I think so.
Make eye contact?
So I got it in the jump cut and the dressage cut because I've never had anything, and then I saw this mustard color and I thought it was so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
God. So I love it. I need the matching ball wraps. I didn't get them because they were so expensive. But now I really I could even do this in the show ring. Ugh. Deceased. This is like honestly better quality than PS of Sweden and Equestrian Stockholm. Like this is like heavy duty, thick. Like the underside of it is think like a quilt, like a quilt that your grandma had, like the ones that she'd like keep in those like wooden chests, and think of like a quilt, and that's like the material of this underneath, like a good thick quilt. These are absolutely stunning. I'm like blown away by the quality of these saddle pads. I haven't branched out and bought any other kind of saddle pads. So this is the size difference from the full size in the dressage saddle and the full size in the jump cut. So it's a little bit longer spine, probably about an inch longer. And probably about an inch longer all over in general. And the jump cut obviously has this little to accommodate for more of a forward flap, but wow, these are beautiful. I'm